Hi, I am Antaryami and welcome to my channel. In this video, I will explain few of the ecological questions from CSIR NET. So let's start. In this video, I used few of the questions from primary production, species interaction, and energy flow in ecosystem. So we will start with the questions from part B. So first question is, given below is an ecological pyramid and the image of this pyramid is inverted, and there are 4 explanations out of which one is correct. So let's start with the explanation. Pyramid of number of parasitic food chain and pyramid of biomass of a pond ecosystem. So as we know, the pyramid of number in parasitic food chain is inverted because the producers are less in number whereas the parasites are more in number. So the pyramid is inverted because there is a higher amount of parasite as compared to their host. So as we proceed towards the upper tropic level, then there is a higher number of organisms or higher number of individuals. So that's why the pyramid of number in parasitic food chain is inverted, whereas the pyramid of biomass in pond ecosystem is also an inverted one because the producers have low biomass as compared to the carnivores or the top consumers. So in aquatic ecosystem, the pyramid of biomass also inverted. So in this case, this first option is the correct one. That is, this diagram, this image represents the pyramid of number of parasitic food chain and pyramid of biomass of a pond ecosystem. The next question is, which of the following option list ecosystem in increasing order of plant productivity per day unit leaf area? So in my previous video, I already explained the primary production per day per unit leaf area, and in that series the desert and this Mediterranean shrublands have the highest daily primary productivity per unit leaf area. So in this series, if we arrange this in increasing order, then the second and third option have the hot deserts in the first option. So this is incorrect. Whereas in option 1 and option 4, we can see that the tropical forest in option 1 is followed by hot desert and temperate forest. But the hot desert have the highest net primary productivity. That's why the option 1 is incorrect and the option 4 is the correct one. That is tropical forest, then temperate grassland and hot deserts. We can also check it from this table. That is, tropical forests have nearly 1.14 NPP per leaf area, whereas temperate grasslands they have 1.43, whereas hot deserts have 2.50. So this is the correct order. Next question is, which of the following is the correct increasing order of the daily net primary productivity NPP per unit leaf area in different ecosystem? This is relatively same with the previous question, and we can see that these questions is repeated. So similarly, the deserts have the highest net primary productivity, so the option 1 and option 2 is incorrect, and the temperate forest is less NPP per unit day per unit leaf area as compared to tropical forest as compared to the desert. So that's why on the basis of net primary productivity per unit leaf area on the daily basis, option 3 is the correct one. Next, aquatic primary production was measured using light and dark bottle technique. If the initial oxygen concentration was I and the final oxygen concentration in the light bottle is L and in the dark bottle is D, the gross primary productivity is given as, the options are D minus L, I minus D, I minus L and L minus D. In my previous video, I explained that the gross primary productivity can be calculated by light minus dark. So the option 4 is the correct one. In next question, in a lake reducing the population of a fish which feeds on plankton was followed by a decline in the rate of primary productivity. This is consistent with which one of the following hypotheses regarding the regulation of primary productivity? As in the question, it is explained that reducing the population of fish which feeds on plankton. So this fish is in upper trophic level, and reduction of this fish is affecting the declining in the primary productivity or the rate of primary productivity of the lower level. So it is a top-down control. So the third option is the correct one. In which ecosystem is the autotroph fixed energy likely to reach the primary carnivore level in the shortest time? As in aquatic ecosystem, the energy transfer is fastest, so that's why it is highest in the, or it is reached to the top carnivores or primary carnivores in the shortest time. So 1, 2 and 4 are the terrestrial ecosystem, whereas 3 is a aquatic ecosystem. So option 3 is the correct one. Next, we will start our discussion with questions from part C. So first question is, autotroph in the aquatic ecosystem, unlike their counterpart in the terrestrial ecosystem, are mostly microscopic and very low in indigestible matter. This explains the fact that compared to the terrestrial ecosystem, in the aquatic ecosystem, so what happens to the aquatic ecosystem and in terrestrial ecosystem? So it is the comparison between terrestrial and aquatic ecosystem. We know that productivity by biomass ratio is higher in aquatic ecosystem, and also the energy transfer rates also higher in aquatic ecosystem. So the first option is productivity by biomass ratio are higher and energy transfer rates to higher trophic level are faster. So if we compare the aquatic with terrestrial, then this is the correct answer. In next question, what is the possible explanation for the age-related decline in primary productivity of trees? So options are, as tree grows larger with age, they have more tissue that respire and lose energy and proportionally less leaf area to photosynthesis. So in previous video, I explained that this is not among that factor because the factors are nutrient limitation, hydraulic resistance and genetic control. So A option is the not proper explanation for the age related decline, whereas the option B having the nutrient limitation by nitrogen due to reduced rate of woody litter decomposition as forest ages. So this is a proper explanation. And C, as tree becomes larger, water transport to the top canopy leaves becomes limited because of increasing hydraulic resistance. This results in reduced stomatal conductance and reduction in photosynthetic rate. So it is also a correct option. So the option B and C is correct, which is in option 4. So the option 4 is the correct answer here. In next question, the following matrix shows the relationship between probability of death and duration of species association. So there are 4 different species A, B, C, D, and there are different rates of duration of association and the probability of death. In species A, there is a high duration of association associated with low probability of death. So this can be possible for parasites because they have high duration of association and low probability of death. Similarly, in B, there is a high duration of association and high probability of death. So this can be possible for parasitoids because parasitoids, they associated for the more time and they completely feed on the host. So that's why the B can be of parasitoids. In C, there is a low duration of association and low probability of death. This can be associated with grazers because they have low probability of death. Higher even that if you increase the association, there is a low probability of death. Whereas in type D, there is a low duration of association associated with high probability of death, which can be possible for predator because they have to hunt within a very few time. So A is for parasite, B is for parasitoid, C is for grazer, and D is for predator. So the correct combination here is the option 1. In this next question, the fish species X and Y feed on mayflies nymphs in their stream habitat. In a laboratory experiment, the predation intensity of X and Y on their prey was tested under dark and light conditions. Thus, the experimental protocol included 4 aquaria, that is LX, LY, DX and DY. In each aquarium containing 100 mayfly nymphs, one fish was introduced and allowed to feed for 30 minutes. The fish was removed and the number of mayfly leaves left uneaten in each aquarium was counted. The results are shown graphically below. So we can see that there is a sharp decline in the LX, whereas the LY and DY become constant and there is a sharp increase in DX. So we can apply our this concept or this understanding with these options. So X is a visual predator but has less predation impact on the prey than Y. So yes, X is a visual predator because in the dark it is unable to predate over the prey and hence the number of left uneaten is higher. But the impact on prey is higher as compared to Y because in the light condition there is a high number of mayflies being eaten by the X as compared to Y. So X is not correct. So second option is option 1 is not correct. The second option is X is a visual predator, which is correct because in dark condition it unable to eat mayflies. In light condition it is well enough for the predation. So X is a visual predator and has greater predation impact on the prey than Y. So this is the correct option. And Y is not a visual predator because in both the light and dark condition there is a constant number of mayflies which is left uneaten. So option 2 is correct here. Which of the following set of observation is true with reference to comparison of aquatic and terrestrial ecosystem? So the first option is number of trophic level is more in aquatic than terrestrial. Yes, it is true. Number of trophic levels are more in aquatic as compared to terrestrial. Productivity by biomass ratio is higher in terrestrial than in aquatic. So it is not correct because the productivity by biomass ratio is higher in aquatic as I explained in my previous videos. So first option is not correct. We move on to second one. Number of trophic level is more in terrestrial than in aquatic. It is not correct because there is a high number of trophic level in aquatic as compared to terrestrial. So we can move to third option. Number of trophic level is more in terrestrial than in aquatic. So it is not correct. So we can move to fourth one, which probably be the right option. We can see number of trophic level is more in aquatic than in terrestrial. Yes, it is correct. Productivity by biomass ratio is greater in aquatic than in terrestrial. Yes, this option is also correct. Herbivore assimilation efficiency is higher in aquatic than in terrestrial. Yes, it is also correct as I explained in the ecological efficiency video. So the fourth option is the correct one. I hope this video will help you to understand how we can utilize our ecological concept in problem solving in CSIR NET exam. So for more such videos, please like and subscribe my channel. Thank you.